Namaskar, I have with me a Padma Shri recipient, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, in our weekly show this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh, how are you today?
Namaskar, everyone.
Dr. Parikh, historic indictment of an ex-president of America, and looks like this has not dampened any mass support for, Trump. And with House and Senate, which is divided, what should we expect next?
Well, next is more excitement for the Trump and more money for the Trump. Because as you know that when they declared last week, Friday or Saturday, Thursday or Friday, that he's going to be indicted today, Tuesday, he raised $4 million in between. So that shows that people who are supporting him, they are going all the way out, and they perceive this indictment is a political stunt. And whether it is political stunt or not, only judicial system will decide. But right now, it looks like, according to his supporter, that this is a political vendetta and it should not be done. And see what happens, because even paying the hush money from his own private account, it's not a crime. Only time it becomes crime when you use campaign money to pay that hush money amount.
Right.
So the case is very weak against him.
Right.
Because he can always has answer to that. That he never show me the proof that I paid from campaign. Right, so I think it will be interesting, but I think there is no dampening. On the contrary, I think his campaign, at least primary, he will be winning primary, because right now I think almost 60% Republican voters they support him, and other contenders are in the single digits right now.
Right.
Only 1 or 2 are in 20s, and he is in 60s.
Right.
So there is no way to catch up that thing, because most of the time in primary, only senior citizen or senior people votes, and very few people votes. Young population doesn't come out to vote in both the party, and therefore to winning primary is very easy, not very big challenge. And once debate starts, we know from past history of his that he will destroy one by one, as he did last time Jeff Bush. He completely destroyed him. He completely destroyed Mario from the Florida. He was running for president, so he destroyed everyone.
Right.
by attacking personally and whatnot.
Next key election in India, it's in the state of Karnataka, and we know people can vote differently in state and national elections. BJP is facing some anti-incumbency and also does not have a, I would say, strong leadership face in the state. So how do you think things are playing between BJP and Congress?
Well, right now, if you read recent poll, their seawater poll survey and other surveys, major survey, they all are giving Congress lead, 120 to 130 seats against BJP's 60 to 80 seats. So if election held today, probably Congress will win. But again, there is another 6 weeks to go. So it's a long time in politics. 6 weeks, so it can change everything.
Right.
And Prime Minister Modi's magic can work. And that's why Prime Minister is almost every week is there doing the campaigning, and hopefully it will work. But right now, the bet in favor of Congress rather than BJP in Karnataka.
Let's go to media and entertainment news. And, it was a star-studded event, and I'm sure you must have seen it too. A big inauguration event for Anita Mukesh Ambani's Cultural Center.
Right.
And it definitely looks like a world-class center in India now. So how will a center like this help promote culture in India?
Well, it gives a different perspective to the other culture of the world, to the Indian people.
Right.
And it's always when you are exposed to the other culture of the world, you learn a lot directly or indirectly. And as you know, that most of the fashion designers are from India.
Right.
And India is the kind of capital of the designer clothes. Even the designer who is in the Ralph Lauren or anyone who are even in the Western designer, they make their clothes in India.
Absolutely.
Because it's cheaper, less expensive, and we have good craftsmanship.
Absolutely.
So I think India will, by having this kind of center, there will be more communication between different countries in India. And I think it's always win-win situation.
Absolutely, and let's talk about the cricket. The cricket fever is at its peak in India with the kickoff of IPL 2023, and the media, rights went for a whooping $6.2 billion, which is, making per match value of IPL second to the world, right behind NFL. So, any favorite teams or players you follow?
Well, I follow, obviously, my favorite teams are Bombay IPL team, Gujarat IPL team, and Rajasthan IPL team. I think those three teams have a very good chance of winning the ultimate trophy. And now IPL is like here in USA or in UK, where there is not USA but UK, where they are completely independent league. And it driven by money. So in a sense that if you are a better player, you can bid higher. So that's the way it works. And then everybody is free to go anywhere. So I think IPL is a great way of playing the cricket and making it more lucrative so young people can join the cricket. Right. And that was the whole idea.
You and me have one thing in common, and that, of course, I do like players like Kohli, Virat Kohli, and Dhoni, but Gujarat Titans, and that too I follow Hardik Pandya.
Oh, I see. And Gujarat has actually 3-4 good players right now. Hardik Pandya, Pujara, then what's his name? Idikart or something. Idikart. So all four Gujarati players are in the T20 team as well as in the IPL.
Right.
And they play very good. And we auctioned when we did Life Global fundraiser a few months ago, last September. We auctioned all these IPL famous cricketers' signature baits.
And I was there too, and I remember Virat Kohli's bat or something going for, was it $10,000 or something? $10,000, which was really nice.
Very good. And you know that with that money, we just did a Bhumi Pujan to start building the boarding school to replace Gandhiji's 125 years old school, which he started 125 years ago in tribal area of North Gujarat.
Let's go to medicine, and India definitely had become the medicine manufacturing hub of the world. And of late, there have been problems with quality control and recall on many medications from India. And recently, US stopped, India made some eye drops, import after, infections were reported.
Right.
And definitely, we seem to have world-class labs, manufacturing units, and talent in India. Where are they going wrong?
Well, I think the supervising or monitoring is going wrong, or they must be cutting the cost without realizing that they are compromising quality. That's all it is. And this is not a new story. It was before also Dr. Reddy's lab, which is the largest lab in India, who makes a lot of generic drug for Western countries, particularly for America. They got fined for $600 million for having poor quality medicine. So I think it's a, but we are getting, we came a long way, we are getting better and better, but this is our kind of, there is always some bad apple in the mix, and that's why it happens.
Right. And let's definitely, the weather is changing. We can talk about, weather starting to change, and we will see pools opening up, pool parties, barbecues going on. But on a sad stat, there are around 11 people who die every day drowning. Any tips, any advice, for our viewers on how to be safe and have fun at the same time this summer?
Of course, drowning is very common thing. It's not new thing. But usually all the young kids should use the pool with under supervision, like bodyguard or adult supervision, and that's the reason why they get drowned in the pool. Or they should not do unnecessary diving and all those things. This diving also creates a lot of head injury because young kids, they don't realize that they are diving into shallow part or deep part of the pool. So I think it's a common sense there, and in spite of all this thing, drowning can happen. And so when you throw a party and you invite kids and all adults, even adults and everyone gets to your pool party, you make sure that there is someone who is watching them while the party is going on, and that's the only way you can prevent accidents.
But doctor, you are talking about like kids getting drowned, and I think recently, a couple of years back, even I have heard like adults getting drowned because probably they didn't know how to swim.
Right.
So do you think it's important, especially United States, it's all water-based sports here. If you want to enjoy summers, if you want to enjoy life, it's all water-based here. Do you think it's very important for everybody to learn swimming if they don't know?
Yeah, it is very important to learn swimming if they don't know, but after saying that, after a certain age, it's difficult to learn. You can learn, but you can learn only superficially, and that's very dangerous. Then you may think that you know how to swim, and there you get into accident of drowning.
But I would say, especially for the adults, if you don't know swimming, please don't even venture out thinking, koi nahi, India mein baad aati hai and we have walked in that water, in those water puddles. It's not the same thing.
Right.
It's very different. So just make sure that, if you're not knowing swimming, please don't even attempt to swim. Get into the water and make sure you have somebody else watching the kids who really is a good swimmer.
Right. I agree with you. Yeah.
So before you go out with this week's message to our viewers, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, that is DoctorParikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH.
Well, dear friends, now we are in the spring season. The weather is good, the sunshine, there is a lot of sunshine. This is a time to enjoy with your friends and family. So please go out all the way and enjoy with your friends and family and make a best out of spring, summer and fall. So till then, I would say God bless America, God bless India, God bless Indian American, and we'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye.